Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It's James here. I hope you're doing okay. Today we're going to do a plant haul. I said I would do this after my last plant haul. I had a couple more plants coming in the post and they are here, so I'm going to do it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those plants. There are a couple more, but we're going to leave them for now because they are in varying states of recovery. So we're going to go over the plants that are semi-okay, semi-comfortable, and yeah, we're going to talk about those. Let's just jump straight into it because that's what we're here for, to look at some plants. So number one, this is a cool little plant. It is a genus that I do not currently have any of in my collection at all, so that in itself is very exciting. It is an AMYDRIUM. It's an AMYDRIUM ZIPPELIANUM. I think I'm saying that correctly. It is obviously a very small cutting. It arrived tiny, so this leaf was just emerging when I got it, and it has actually grown pretty fast. I've heard from some people that it's quite a slow growing genus. Not so slow for now. Obviously, we will see throughout the rest of the growing season, but it's doing pretty well. No roots currently visible through the sides of this container. Obviously, this is what it came with. I'm always a fan of these. I've said it before. If you have glass or plastic containers that you have already used and you would otherwise be throwing away, use them for your plants. It's fantastic because you can see exactly what's happening with the roots through the side of the plastic. Wouldn't recommend buying plastic just for that purpose, but if you have it lying around, even like bottles, cut them in half, use them. It doesn't look pretty, but for the sakes of propagating and keeping the roots nice and healthy, super smart move. Yeah, this is a cool plant. For now, you can kind of just see that sort of crocodile-y texture through the leaf. As it matures, it doesn't exactly fenestrate, but the leaf starts to split, so it kind of looks like some of the monstera, like the subpinnata, different ones like that. It's sort of like a palm-like leaf, so it will spread out. It basically looks like a hand. It's very weird and cool. When you see a large one, it kind of just looks like a weird clawy monster, and I just really love it. It's kind of one of those cool sort of plant buys. I got it from a seller called Plant Collector, but I decided that I wanted it, and literally on that day I found one for sale that wasn't expensive. I don't need a big plant. I enjoy growing things from quite small, so it was perfect for me. Very happy with it. Very excited to watch a new genus develop and see the exciting aroidy growth patterns that it has. Fun. Okay, next two plants I got from the same seller. I got them off eBay. Both of them are plants that I was a little bit dubious about. I have been a bit dubious about in the past. I'm not currently dubious about. I love them now. But that is what we're going to do. So first one, did not like this plant for a long time. There's kind of like a recurring theme in my videos, plants that I don't like, and then suddenly I do, and then they join me, and they add to the issue that is ongoing here. This is a Philodendron White Knight. Beautiful. Let's take a second just to look at that. Obviously a variegated plant, very bright variegation. I don't have another white variegated plant that has variegation this sort of bright and spotless. It's really gorgeous. It makes my Albo Monstera, my white variegated Monstera, look sort of creamy, and my Epipremnum pinnatum just looks like a dirty, grey, nasty colour. This is really like a special variegation, and I love it. There's a very similar plant called the White Wizard, I think, which is... I'm not going to say that because I don't know. But there's the main differentiating factor is the sort of red markings on the leaves. So on these petioles, they're sort of rimmed with red. It runs down the stem as well, and I think that is just the extra dimension to this plant that made me decide to get it in the end. It was available, it wasn't expensive, and for some reason it spoke to me, and as soon as I took it out of the box I was like, this is a wise plant decision, which is uncommon for me. Normally my plant decisions are not wise, but this was one of the good ones. Really looking forward to watching it grow. I don't think the leaf shape changes a huge amount as it matures. They just get bigger and the variegation gets bigger, but I love that, so fun. Yeah, Philodendron White Knight. I can't get, like, they look like, I don't know, they look fake. Maybe it is fake, it hasn't grown yet. But yeah, super nice plant there. Next one, same seller, Philodendron also. This is a plant that I started wanting about a month. I don't know. I'm not going to put a time frame on it. It's been growing on me over the past few months. I have a plant that's very similar that I bought as a sodiroy, but definitely is not a sodiroy. So I kind of for a while was like, I don't need this because I have a plant that looks very similar, but it's not similar enough, and I wanted the real thing. So I got a Philodendron PASTAZANUM, which is just magical. If you've seen the really mature leaves, you know they'll get huge, or they can get huge. These are not super big yet. The texture in the leaves, which kind of gets ruffled, hasn't developed so much in these yet. They're still beautiful and glossy and amazing. And this is quite a nice cutting. There's no active growth point on it yet, but I don't know if you can see. This here, right there, is the cutting. So it's a very, very large cutting. It's got some nice roots. For some reason on the plant passport it says Hoya PASTAZANUM, which it definitely isn't, but there you go. Yeah, it's lovely. I'm very, very sort of impressed with it so far. I knew it was going to be a great plant. Everyone loves it. Like, why would I not love it? But I'm pleased that I don't irrationally hate it, because that happens sometimes. Rarely, but there are plants that I have that I don't like. Pink Princess. But yeah, really nice. Great. Happy with that. Okay, the last two plants, these are the sort of pinnacle plants of this haul. Basically the reason why I did this. I ordered one of these from Indonesia about 2 months ago. The shipping was delayed for various reasons, obvious reasons. And in that time I added a second plant to it. So it has turned into kind of this ridiculous order. One plant that I have been longing for at least a year. And the other that I never expected to be able to find at a sort of an accessible price. So this has all in all been a very exciting week. So that's what we're going to share with you today. Right, so let's start with the second one, so the one I added to the order. This is just, I don't know how this happened. I saw this for sale. You'll probably guess what it is, some of you, from what I say, on Kaylee Ellen's shop, on the Rare Plant shop, and it was just a little bit too expensive for me. I probably wouldn't have been able to get it anyway. I sort of half-heartedly tried, but many other people got there before me, so that's a good thing because I don't have that kind of money at the moment. But I found a plant, a Philodendron UPI, if you hadn't already guessed, for a relatively okay amount of money. Obviously it wasn't cheap. Yeah, let's have a look at it. So it is a bit of a love it or hate it plant, I think. Some people look at these leaves and they're just so intrigued by the weirdness of it. These are relatively immature. They're about the length of my hand, I'd say now. So as they get a little bit bigger, sort of these ruffles start to develop on the side of the leaves, and it just looks like something's eaten it, basically. But I just think it's amazing. It definitely is another one of those plants where when you see it in person, it's just so special. The leaves are very thick as well. They're kind of textured, waxy. It's got a lot more character than I think you'd expect from photos. It has a new cataphyll coming through there, which is fun. The roots are very healthy. This seller is just so good with the plants that she has on offer. And I'm so happy with this. I did not expect to ever have this, or if I did, there was a moment where there was sort of an option to trade with someone, but that kind of disappeared. And I didn't really expect to be able to get one, so I'm a bit mind blown that I have this in my collection. Very, very cool plant. I'm sure they'll become more and more available with time, so as they start to pop up more, I would, from my experience so far, which is not much, obviously, I'd recommend going for it if you have the chance. That caterpillar has already grown in like just a few days since I've had it. Very cool. Okay, last philodendron today. This is the crowning glory of this whole haul that we're doing today. This plant has been such a difficult one to source. If you've been watching my videos relatively regularly, you will have heard me go on about it because I've been trying to find it for ages. This is a plant that I've ordered 3 separate times, and each time the plant that arrived or the plant that was shown to me after I paid was not the correct plant. I think there's a lot of plants being sold by this name which are not this plant. I've seen a philodendron I can't pronounce it, Bonifazii sold as this. I've seen a weird, strange philodendron that I have no name for being sold as this. So I would say if you are looking out for this plant, don't just jump on the first plant that has this name. Do a little bit of research. If you Google, I'll just show you the plant and I'll tell you what to Google. If you Google philodendron bicolor, you can find the full description of the plant and it makes it a little bit easier to find what you're looking for. So this is a philodendron bicolor, and this is a plant that I've been struggling to find, and I'm so happy to have it. Maybe not the most exciting plant. Just looking at it like this, from the top, not a huge amount. I mean, it's a climbing plant, so it's these leaves get relatively long, I think sort of over a foot in length at least. I think probably a little bit longer than that. I don't want to exaggerate anything. The cool thing about them, so the back of the leaves is just amazingly red. It's kind of like a maroony color. It's beautiful. Obviously this leaf is dying. In shipping it suffered a little bit. It's yellowing on the top, so I think the red is, I don't know, I don't think the red fully fades with age, but I think as it's dying the red is kind of disappearing. But this is quite obviously a much older leaf and the red is still there. Also, the really cool thing about this is that the red and the green is separated in the same way on the petiole. So if I look on the back here, so right there it's green, and then you flip it over and it's red, and there's a really distinct line down the side where that shifts. And it's just amazing. I'm so happy to have it. I don't know why, like it sort of captured my brain and I've been mildly obsessing over it for probably about a year. I had a chance to buy one in the UK, but I had no money when it was available, and I was like debating whether I should, like, I don't know, do drastic things to get that money, but it was not the time. I struggled since then, but now it is here and I'm so happy with it. If I kill it, I will be so angry with myself. So I'm gonna not kill it, and we're gonna just have a beautiful relationship, the both of us, and it's gonna grow massive and we'll get old together and it'll be lovely. So this is this and the Philodendron Bellmark's Fantasy, which I showed a couple of videos ago. They were my two must-haves for this year. I was like, I have to, if I get any plants, if I have to sell all my plants to find them, I will get those two plants. And I've gotten them both, and it's still relatively early in the year, although the months are just slipping by at the moment. So thank you, plant universe things, for that. Alright, that is my video for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some kind of pleasure from seeing these unnecessary additions to my plant collection. I certainly am having pleasure. I did words. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to see updates on these plants, go follow me on my Instagram at slugplants. Stick that right here. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos of varying importance to the world. Yeah, hit the bell icon. I will see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.